Alright, it says I'm live. If you guys can hear me, please let me know and I'll silence my laptop and we will get into it. Pop the chat out. And I'll pull up the spreadsheet and just let me know if you guys can hear me, then we'll go into it. What is up, Michael? What is up, Conscious? What is up, everybody? What's up, Jalen, Andre, Kelly, Rolf, Duke, Patrick, Caden? What is up, guys? Let people roll in. I can't imagine too many people be here on a Saturday. I realize people are doing stuff. We got UFC on, and we got NFL tomorrow, but thought I'd still do the live stream for you guys. What's up, guys? Clear? Good? All right, awesome. You guys can hear me. What's up, Dustin? What's up, Leviathan? Something like that. What's up, Chase? Nice to see you in here. What's up, Dave, Mike, Michael, Ned Star? What is up, guys? What is up, Derek? Gonna let people roll in, then we will get into it. Not gonna really go over too much stuff here. I'll just pretty much just answer questions for the most part and hang out a little bit. I'm very excited for this race. Should be a pretty good one. What's up, Mark? Yeah, it's Bristol. Cannot wait. Love Bristol, especially the night race too, and it's the playoffs. So this should be pretty exciting. Dustin says, Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Jimmy, Blaney, Timmy Hill, and Priest for cash. I can never recommend Timmy Hill in cash, so I would try to fix that a little bit, but I can't go Timmy Hill in cash games. I think that's fine in tournaments, but can't do it in cash games. Jake says, who is your top 3 favorite to win the race? I would say Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski today. And I don't know, I feel like I'm falling into the Kyle Busch trap. I have a ton of Kyle Busch today in DFS, which we know typically doesn't end well here. But look, he's just so good at Bristol. He led 100 laps here in May, and he was first in average green flag speed, and he's just the GOAT at Bristol. He's so good here. James says, new to the channel, let's get it. Welcome in, James. Welcome in. Glad to have you. You're welcome, Ryan. No problem at all. Conscious says, Penske here. I love Team Penske today. I have a ton of Joey Logano, I have a ton of Brad Keselowski, and I have a ton of Ryan Blaney. Love Team Penske today. And it feels like every time I like Team Penske a lot, I tend to do well, so hopefully that trend continues tonight. Eric says, Chris, talk me out of putting more money in. I got to talk myself into that every single time, so I'm not sure I'll be able to talk you into it. Chase says, who is the cheapest driver you would use in cash games? It's a good question. Who is the cheapest driver I would use in cash games? I guess Daniel Suarez, but even then I don't really love that in cash games, but he's starting 29th, so it's kind of whatever if you can fit in the dominators. I'd say the best, lowest option for cash games is probably Chris Buescher, though. I actually think he's going to have some decent ownership as well. Patrick says, best NASCAR show around, so thumbs up it. Appreciate that, Patrick, and I agree. Leaving a like on a video really does help me out. Wayne says, are you expecting a wreck fest or a lot of green flag stretches? Hopefully not a wreck fest. I hate that because it's always my guys that wreck every single time. Why can't it be other people's guys that wrecks? I feel like every single wreck, it's like my highest owned guy every single time. Kent says, thanks for the tourney invite. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me of that, Kent, and you're welcome. If you guys want in the Draftkings contest, it's $5. It pays out the top 20 people, and it won't run if it doesn't get filled, and I need like 30-some spots filled. So if you guys want in, please comment your DK username below on my recent video, not in the live stream, because I'm not going to see it on the live stream. So put on my most recent video or hit me up on Twitter. Or if you want to check out my Twitter, I tweeted out the link if you want to do that too. But we got a filter. It's not going to run, and I want it to run. So let's see. Okay, Stupplebox says Kyle and Timmy Hill or Elliott and Gase. Ugh, I guess I'd go Kyle and Timmy Hill there. Let's see. Michael says he goes beast mode in the Skittles car. He really does. Kyle Busch loves that Skittles car. I made that the thumbnail of the live stream as well. Michael says Nemarek. Yeah, I gave him the name Nemarek a couple of months ago. The dude loves wrecking, but he's gonna be pretty popular tonight. And I actually have a lot of John Hunter Nemechek, which scares me. But he did run here. He did run well here in the spring race. So hoping for the best there. Dude says Bristol's a lot of wrecks, but all small wrecks. Yep. Although in the May race, I feel like there was like a 6 or 8 car pileup, and the thing was, it was like all my drivers too, which sucked. Jack says, is DraftKings prizes going to suck from now on for NASCAR? Probably, which is unfortunate. We're probably not going to see any big contests until, I don't know, maybe Daytona 500 next year, which sucks, but oh well. Tommy says Yaley will play in the 15 car. Yeah, I have JJ Yaley like under 5% exposure, but I'm playing a little bit of JJ Yaley because the way DraftKings price these dominators, like Denny Hamlin's 12,000, Harvick's 11,600, these guys are super expensive. You kind of got to dig into this lower range, and I typically X these guys out, but I actually have small exposures on pretty much all these little, not little drivers, but all these scrub drivers down here. Ken says LaJoy. I like LaJoy. I have a decent amount of LaJoy today, starting 30th at 5,500. Wyatt says, hey Chris, how do you feel about Bubba Wallace today? I like Bubba today. He ran well here in the spring race. I forget exactly where he finished. I don't have the, the finish ranges on the top of my head, but I believe he finished very well. And Bristol's not a bad track for Bubba Wallace either. He's starting all the way back in 27th. I wish he was a bit cheaper. I never loved paying $7,000 for Bubba Wallace, but he's got an average finish here inside the top 20 in 5 races. He's got 4 top 20s and 2 top 15s and a top 10, so that's really not that bad. So I don't mind getting some Bubba Wallace exposure today. I don't really play Bubba too much, but I don't mind getting on the Bubba train today. Dude says it's harder to fill attorneys with all the other sports going on. And you guys remember what the contests were like when it was just NASCAR? Like, there were some insane prize pools. There was like $1 million contest. Not the first, but still crazy. Chase says, might have 3 TVs hooked up, MMA, NBA, and NASCAR. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the NBA. But, yeah, a lot of sports going on tonight. Should be a very fun night. Then we got football tomorrow, too, so. Jason says, press F for no McLeod on the slate. Yeah, sorry, no McLeod. It's going to be Josh Bilicki today. Caden says, what do you think of Gray Golding? I have some Gray Golding. He's actually probably one of my more favorite punt options, which is, I mean, it's not saying much. All these guys are less than 5% owned for me. Like, I'm pretty much playing all of them, but they're all less than 5%. They're just dart throws. But it's running 37, so it's not terrible. He's got an average finish of 33.6 here, which is not the worst thing in the world. Dude says, I'll be watching my dreadful Mets. And oh, yeah, we also have baseball tonight, too. That's 4 sports. Forgot about baseball. Yeah, sorry about the Mets. But, yeah, I can't wait for the race tonight. Dave says, can we do extra entries? Oh, you mean like multi-entries? No, unfortunately, it's only single entries. I don't think I can set it up for multi-entry. Dustin says, how about Logano, Keselowski, Blaney, Busher, Jimmy, and Priest in cash? I think that's better than what you first told me because I wouldn't go Timmy Hill in cash games. So I think that's fine. You're locking up the front row, which sometimes it can work, sometimes it can't. But, I like the price on Logano, so I think that's fine. I'm a big fan of Team Penske, so you got all 3 Penske cars in there. Busher's going to be the pretty chalky, cheap option today. Then Jimmy is one of the best plays on the entire slate. It's pretty much a cash game lock, starting 24th. Then Ryan Priest, it's a little iffy, but it's whatever. So I don't mind that. Greg says, anybody fail inspection? I have no idea, so if you guys can let me know, because I'm going to be on live stream and I've been doing baseball stuff, so if you guys can let me know if people fail inspection and whatnot, please tell me in the chat. Savannah says, you all better hit the like. I agree with Savannah there. Andre says, can you punt with Suarez and Busher in cash? What's the rest of your lineup look like, Andre? As long as you got your dominators and someone like Jimmy Johnson, I would feel okay with it. Let's see. Ryan says, I'm Ryan87 at DraftKings. I'll try to remember that, but let me know on Twitter or on my preview video just so I can look at it instead of trying to remember, but thank you. Dustin says, let's fill that contest too. Yeah, totally agree. We got to fill the contest. I look forward to that contest. And so does my girlfriend. That's the only contest she plays in, so she's hoping it fills. So don't let her down. Let's see. Daniel says, Hamlin or Busch? I have more Busch today. I like the price a little bit better. Like, overall, Denny Hamlin, he's awesome at Bristol, but he's $12,000. I have some Denny Hamlin today. He was very good here in the spring race. He led the most laps, and he would have won the race if he didn't spin out at the end. But I like that price on Kyle Busch, and he's just so good here. Wyatt says, who are your favorite 2 6,400 below drivers? So I'm assuming 6,400 counts. So I would say John Hunter, that. I guess Chris Buescher, but it's kind of just a smorgasbord of McDowell, Priest, LaJoy, Suarez. These guys are all playable, but I would say Buescher and Nemechek were my 2 favorite. Dustin says Bowman, Kyle Busch, Chase, Byron, Austin Dillon. That's very GPP, so I guess that's fine. Bowman's very GPP-ish. Kyle Busch is cashish. Cashish, is that a word? Cash game. Chase Elliott, more of a cash game play. Byron, GPP. Austin Dillon, GPP. Suarez is kind of just your punt filler, so I think that's fine. Oh, Bowman failed inspection. Okay, well, that makes me not really like the Bowman lineup you just sent me, but he'll get up there at some point. I'm not really expecting him to be a dominator, kind of just rostering him for hoping he gets a good finish. But thank you for letting me know, dude. Appreciate that. Max says, hey, Chris, favorite cash cheap plays? I would say Buescher and Nemechek. Those are like the 2 favorite cash cheap plays for me. But everyone is playable. Like 6,800 below, these guys will for the most part. Oh, I thought my laptop froze. I can't get the pointer. So I going on that again. Okay. Aaron says, I need Nemec not to wreck. Me too, Aaron. Me too. I got plenty of John Nemec. Now, I tried to go even on the field with him. I didn't go overboard because I know the risks. So I guess it really won't matter to me what he does. But I do have a good amount of John Nemec. Or Nemec, that's what you want to call him. Kev says, hi Chris, how do you like Matty D this week? Matty D is a fine tournament option. He did almost win this race last year against Denny Hamlin. I can't expect that to happen again, but he should have a top 15 car here. I just wish he was a little bit cheaper. Tim says, Ty Dillon or Chris Buescher? Well, I guess I have more Chris Buescher in my own exposure, so I guess I'd have to tell you Chris Buescher, but I like Ty Dillon where he's starting a little bit better, but I think Chris Buescher's got better finishing potential. Alan says, oops, sorry, chat went down. Alan says, NFL, MLB, NASCAR, DFS, my brain is spinning. Tell me about it. I got to do spreadsheets for all these sports. My brain is like scrambled eggs right now. Let's see. Jimmy Johnson, Blaney, Boyer, like all three of those guys, or Kurt Busch, who's better in that tier? Oh, picking one guy? I would say Ryan Blaney's got the highest upside because I don't think Jimmy Johnson and Clint Boyer or Kurt Busch are going to dominate. Ryan Blaney, on the other hand, is very, very good at Bristol and usually very, very fast. We don't let that average finish of 17.7 the past 6 races fool you. He's got the best average running position of all drivers here. He's also got the second most laps led the past couple of years. So, yeah, I would say Ryan Blaney's got the highest upside. Maybe the safest play is Jimmy Johnson, but Ryan Blaney's my favorite of those guys. Chase says, want to play a bigger buy-in heads up this week? Let's say $20. You can send it. I'll see if I can get it, but if you send it, I'll try to accept it. But got a lot of stuff going on, so if I forget, I do apologize. Mike says, I feel gross knowing I plugged in Timmy Hill to fit in Dominators. Does feel pretty gross, but I think I have like, maybe, I don't know, 1 to 2, 3% of Timmy Hill today, which is whatever. I mean, it's not like a main lineup by any means, but you never know. He did get a top 20 here earlier this year, which I don't know how that happened, but he stayed clean. Tommy says, Bush. Hair all over my laptop. My dog's sitting on my lap, so if he sits up, I'll give you guys I'll give him a little promo on here. You can put him on the camera. Well, speaking of that, he just did that. So here is Duke, if you guys can see him. He's a good little boy. All right, anyway, let me just make sure the camera's still up. Okay. He's back to sleep. All right, anyway, let me answer the question. Let's see. Okay, Tommy says Bush, Hamlin, Jones to the rear. I hope not. I hope not, Tommy. But if that's true, let me know, because that changes things. Michael says, rank Newman, Bell, Wallace, Reddick. I would say Newman, Reddick, Bell, Wallace. Close. They're all kind of like the same play, to be honest, today. My ownership, all right, exposures on them are very, very similar. Very, very similar. Let's see. Oh, someone just told me it's true. Bush, Hamlin, and Jones all went to the rear. Just trying to see. Wow, they did. They all went to the rear. Oh, always something like that, man. Okay, well that sucks. I gotta redo my lineups for sure. I'm gonna, not that I'm really gonna like get off of Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin or those guys. I'm not really playing much Eric Jones today anyway. But I'm going to lower some of my Kyle Busch exposure just because he's going to have to work his way through the field. But overall, I think he'll be fine. He'll still be one of my highest owned dominators, but I'm definitely going to lower some ownership for sure. I might have to up, I don't know. Maybe some more Keselowski or something like that. Maybe some more mid-range guys. But definitely going to drop him just a little bit. But don't let that scare you too much because I wasn't expecting Kyle Busch to lead the early portion of the race anyway. I was figuring he's going to be a factor later on in the race. Stuff says, I never stress so much over scrubs. I know, it sucks. If I was hand building, I feel bad for the people that are hand building. Optimizer, it's a little bit easier because I don't have to look at the individual lineups. I just look at the exposures at the end. Caden says, what do you think of Jimmy? Jimmy's one of my favorite plays on the entire slate. Love Jimmy Johnson today. Probably the safest play, for being honest. Chase says, in college football too. Yeah, I really don't get too much into college football, but that's another sport that's going on. Ken says, Timmy Hill can't finish much worse than 38th. For sure. He could also finish 38th, 39th. He's not that great, but it's okay. Jack says, do you like Logano? I like Logano. Logano's fine. He's pretty good at Bristol. I mean, if you're just looking at his numbers. If I can pull him up, average running position of 9.3, 2 top 5s, 40.7 laps left per race, 21.2 fast laps. I mean, Team Penske is very good at Bristol, and he's been really, really good in this aero package so far this season. That Donkey says, best raw point driver out of Ty Dillon, LaJoie, or anyone but Suarez. I don't know off the top of my head. I have to look at my projections, but I'm going to guess that it would be between who? I'm going to guess it would be Ty Dillon between those guys. Pretty sure. Big Ritter says, can't you just resize the contest if it doesn't fill up? You would think you could, but you can't. I'm pretty sure, because I think it only does that if it's under 20 people, and we got 100, so it's got to fill. So tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your cousins, tell your sisters, tell your brothers to get into the contest. We got to fill it up. Let's see, Levi something then 1888 says, Kyle Busch, Hamlin Jones. Oh yeah, I already read that. Well, I know, it kind of sucks though. Kind of sucks. Now I got to think about stuff. Every time I think I have my lineup set to go, there's always someone going to the rear. Caden Walker says, Eric Jones or Johnson? I'd go Johnson there. Both good plays, but Eric Jones is 9,400. I mean, I can get Jimmy Johnson for about $1,000 cheaper, starting further back. Mark Harper says, DK, Blaney, Kyle Busch, Keselowski, Yaley, Nemechek, Byron. Yeah, looks good. It's pretty chalky besides Yaley and Byron, so that makes it fine for tournaments. Jeremy says, Kyle, Hamlin. Okay, let's see. James says, Chris, do you play more cash or GPP? So, I know what to tell people for cash games for NASCAR, but I only play the 150 maxes, or sometimes I do the single into GPPs. But for NASCAR, I do the 150 max tournaments. For other sports, I stick to cash games and single into GPPs. NASCAR is a different animal because I feel like I'm more comfortable max entering for NASCAR. So, but I can answer both. But I do play more GPPs. Michael says, Wallace seems like a decent player. Is that me? Not just you. I do like Bubba Wallace today. I have a decent amount of him starting 27. I think there's a good chance he gets inside the top 20, which starting 27th at 6,800 is pretty darn good. Let's see. Dustin says, okay. Andre says, thoughts on Newman? Newman's fine. He's your boring vanilla 15th place play, which starting 25th isn't too bad, but he's pretty good at Bristol too. He's got 6 top 15s here the past 6 races. Average finish of 10.5. Average running position of 13.9. He's fine. It's a fine, boring, vanilla play, but sometimes that's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, and by the way, guys, I'm going to try to get out of here around, well, I don't know, 6 something, not too long, but because I do got to do some lineups now, which I didn't think was going to be the case, so I'm going to have to try to shorten this up, but probably not too many people in here anyway on Saturday night. Any left for Byron this week? Not really. I have maybe 3 to 5% Byron, nothing too much. Chase says, where's the giant mason jar? Giant mason jar is right here. That Donkey says, best raw points, Blaney, Logano, or Kyle Busch. Well, originally I had Kyle Busch. I'm going to have to rework some projections and stuff. It probably won't change too much. I'm still going to say Kyle Busch. Voice just cracked. I'm still going to say Kyle Busch there. Well, I don't know. Blaney's right there as well. I would say it's a toss-up between Blaney or Kyle Busch. I think Kyle Busch overall should be able to get up front still. But before this, I would have easily said Kyle Busch, but it's a little bit of a toss-up now. But I'd probably rank it Kyle Busch, Blaney, Logano. Just sucks that he's going to move his way through the field now instead of having track position. Camden says, for cash, you like a Kyle, Elliott, Kess, and then 3 scrubs, or dropping 1 to fit in Blaney plus Johnson. I like the second choice. And how would you rank Chase, Kyle, Kess for cash? So it's going to be hard to answer these Kyle Busch questions now because I don't really have time to think about it too much or rework projections. But originally I would have said Kess, Kyle, Chase, but now I'm kind of leaning Kess, Chase, Kyle. That answers your question. Kevin D says, do you play iRacing? I do not play iRacing. It looks really fun though. I'd love to. It's just, I don't know. I like playing Call of Duty better, so it's hard to get into other games. But do I play any other racing games? I play NASCAR Heat sometimes, but I haven't really lately. But I've just been playing Warzone because that game is just so awesome. So I've just been playing Warzone. But before Call of Duty, I was playing NASCAR Heat 4 pretty much every single day for the most part. I'll probably start playing it in the winter when there's no NASCAR on and I miss it. Jeffrey says, Stanley Cup final start tonight? Oh, I have no idea about anything about hockey, so that's new to me. But man, there's like every single sport going on tonight. MC Sub says, who is going to the rear tonight? Apparently Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Eric Jones, guys. Is that right? Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones. Which sucks. Greg says, would you still play Kyle Busch in cash now that he's going to the rear? Probably not. I mean, I don't think it's really going to affect him too much, guys. Like, he's going to have a fast car. He should be able to move up through the field. I wouldn't hate it. I don't think he's a fade by any means. And I'm probably not going to change too much for my exposure anyway. But cash games, I might be a little hesitant on that now. I think in cash games, you're probably going to start with Keselowski and then Ryan Blaney, Jimmy Johnson. So, I mean, if you can fit in Kyle Busch, I wouldn't hate it, but he's a little bit lower in the totem pole for me now. Landon says, oops, go back up. Landon says, hello, Chris, Bristol elimination race. Very excited. Go Chase starting P6. Definitely like Chase today, Landon. What is up? And I'm very excited for this race as well. Jeremy says, Newman or Wallace? I would say Newman. Very close, though. I have a little bit more Newman today. Let's see. I just surprised Truex didn't get hit with the going to the rear either, unless they didn't get to him already. Chase says $20 head-to-head on no forgetting or not accepting. It's free money for you. Although we seem to have the same lineup every single time we play, Chase, so it's kind of free money for Draftkings for the most part. So I always forget to email them after. Caden says, last one, what do you think of Truex? Truex is fine in tournaments, but I gotta say the guy sucks at Bristol. Like, just overall sucks here. I mean, average finish of 21.8, running position of 15.9, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, and only 1 top 15 the past 6 races here. The guy just, he has really bad luck here. 8.7 laps then per race. Now, he's usually fast, 24 fast laps per race, which is actually right on par with Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, and more than Denny Hamlin. So he's got a fast car. He just tends to not run that well at the end of the race. But I think he's fine for tournaments. I am not fading Truex today. I have a little bit of Truex. Sorry, my dog wants down. Or maybe not. What's he doing? Anyway. Michael says, how's Truex? I just answered that. What's up, Charles? No, it's okay. No worries about that. If people didn't know that Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, or Eric Jones are going to the rear, that's very important information for people. Landon says, thoughts? I think I just answered that. That Donkey says, favorite 2 raw point plays below Logano, excluding Blaney. I was thinking Johnson and Jones, but Jones to the back scares me off some. Well, Jones is already in the back, so that wouldn't change anything for me. I mean, he'll be fine. But favorite raw points play below Logano, excluding Ryan Blaney and Jimmy Johnson. Maybe Clint Boyer. I like Clint Boyer quite a bit in tournaments today. I think he's a pretty strong option. Although I would say Eric Jones probably. I would say Eric Jones or Clint Boyer. I'm not really scared of Eric Jones going to the back. I mean, he was just a PD play in the first place. I didn't think he would dominate. 100 people says, thoughts on Suarez? Suarez is fine. I mean, he's got a good history here. Now, you got to keep in mind that his car sucks now, and he's very, very slow. But starting 28th or 29th, right? Yeah, starting 20th at 5,400. He should be okay. He actually had a strong finish in the spring race. Michael says, commented my username on your video from the other day. I'm down to join your content. Oh, I'm sorry. If I missed it, I didn't mean to not invite you. I apologize. If you could comment again, you're not spamming me. Don't worry. I just didn't see it. Yeah, we'll send that invite. Jay says, Hamlin, Brad, Blaney, Bubba, Garrett Smithy, Greg Golding on cash. Absolutely not for cash. No. First of all, I wouldn't play any of the scrubs in cash. And I wouldn't play 2 for... I actually have 0 GPP lineups with 2 of the scrubs, like Garrett Smithy or Greg Golding. And then also Hamlin's going to the back, and so I would... Brad, Blaney, fine for cash. I think Bubba's okay for cash as well. Probably not my favorite cash play, but Brad, Blaney's definitely a good starting point. You'd probably want to get Jimmy Johnson in cash games and work around that. But definitely wouldn't go Hamlin, Smithley, or Greg Golding in cash games. CS Harold says, when watching my NASCAR lineups live, it's still hard for me to tell if I have a good lineup. I've been first in the GPP for 30 plus laps and then end up not cashing at all. Yeah, that's the beauty of NASCAR DFS. It is very, it's like an emotional roller coaster, because the thing is, you're not dead if you're getting killed. Like, there's some weeks where I'm getting slaughtered, and then with like 30 laps left at the end of the race, I won money, and it's like, what just happened? So that's the fun of it. Now, on the flip side, if you're in first place, then obviously you can still finish out of the money, but... Sorry, I was trying to see where my dog went. But yeah, it's a very fun DFS sport. It can be very up and down. Charles says, Austin Dillon, what do we do with that guy? I'm not really playing Austin Dillon yet. I know he was super fast last week, and he had, a 6th place finish here in the spring race. But I don't know. I just don't see it happening. He's 7,800. Could he get a top 5 finish and pick up some fast laps? Sure, but I'm going to count on him not dominating. If he dominates again, just whatever. I'll take the L. I don't think he's going to be that high owned anyway. Oops. MC says, all balls, time to reset the lineup. Yeah, I know. I got 150 to mess with now. It's unfortunate. Jameson says, how much do you let the playoff incentive influence your picks, like Harvick not needing to do well to advance and Blaney in a must-win situation? Doesn't really change too much for me because, again, these guys want to do good and there's money on the line, so it's not like if they win, they don't get anything. I mean, you get money, which I think everyone likes money for the most part. But Ryan Blaney, I would say that's a decent factor I'm putting in because he's got to win this race and he's going to try to get to the front. He's not going to just sandbag it and try to get a couple of stage points to get like a 10th place finish. He's got to try to win this race. So definitely like Blaney for that, but it could also make it a wreckers or checker situation, which is a little bit risky, but overall he's a good play. Kev says, thoughts on John Hunter Nemechek? I think he's a tremendous play today. Just be ready for him to wreck 2 times. I mean, it's just what he does. But he's a good play. 100 people says, you had Taco Bell yet? I have not had Taco Bell yet. I don't really plan on having Taco Bell. Maybe one day. Chase says, 66 in the tourney now. Tell your kids, wives, grandparents, neighbors, we have to fill this thing. I totally agree. Tell everybody you know. Tell the neighbor. Tell the dog walking down the street. Tell someone. Steven says 6,600 left with the winning lineup. Who should I go with the winning lineup? Nemechek if you don't already have him. I would go Nemechek. Jay says Greg Golding finished 20 last night at Xfinity. Well, keep in mind he's also in the Xfinity series. A little bit different in the Cup. Jay says, I think is Truex tonight. Don't leave him out. I definitely don't have Truex out of my lineups tonight. I have a decent amount, but overall it kind of sucks here. Kev says, do you mess with $1 heads up? You can send me one. If I see it, I'll accept it. Andre says, thoughts on Kenseth? That's a good question. I haven't got any questions on Kenseth today. I think he's fine because everyone's playing John Hunter Nemechek, and I think Kenseth is a fine pivot off of him. Obviously, overall in his career, he's been very good here. I mean, things have changed, but Kyle Larson in this car runs pretty well at Bristol, and Kenseth did finish, 16th here in the spring, so I think he's fine. Ooh, where are we at? You're welcome, Donkey. Sounds mean, but that's your name. Caden says, thoughts on Elliott? Elliott's one of my favorite plays today. One of my favorite dominators. And with Kyle Busch going to the rear, that just makes me like Chase Elliott a little bit more. I'll probably up my Chase Elliott exposure. Because I was kind of exactly split on Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott. So, James says, would you go Reddick, Kenseth, or McDowell in GPP? Only need one. Reddick's got the most upside there. I'd go with Reddick probably. Landon says, Lawnmower Suarez. Yeah, I haven't caught him the lawnmower in a while. I guess I've been lightening up on him. Or lightening up on him, not lighting him up. Upper Deck says, she got a big old glass of water. I do. Gotta stay hydrated during the live streams. That donkey says, saw my winnings drop down 80% on the final lap once. Couldn't even enjoy the fact that I still won. Yeah, NASCAR is crazy, man. Like, one pass can just, reset the entire thing. It's crazy. Like, other sports, NBA, you kind of know if you're dead in NBA because, the guy's not just going to come out and score 200 points. In MLB, you kind of know when you're dead. Football, you kind of know when you're dead, although there is some big plays. But, NASCAR, you're alive till the last lap. Let's see. Thanks for the input. Been here from the beginning. Yeah, no problem. Appreciate that. MC says, would you reckon to Brad, JJ, Logano, Blaney, Wallace, and Bilicki? Is it cash games? I wouldn't go Bilicki in cash games, but I think that's okay in tournaments. Landon says, I'm ready for the weekly John Hunter Nemechek caution. Me too. I'll tweet it out when it happens. 100 people says, I'll jump in. Hungry homies. Want me to drop that on the other? Yes, please. I'll try to remember it, but I have bad short-term memory, so I'll probably forget. So, yeah, comment that below, and I'll try to get you guys in. Big Earth says, is Bell a good play in GPP? Yeah, for sure. I like Bell today. I haven't got a Bell question yet, which is surprising. I do like Bell. He's a good short track racer. Did well here in the Xfinity Series and finished 9th in the spring. So I like Bell as a pivot off of Ryan Newman. Yeah, Ryan Newman, I feel like he's going to have more ownership than Bell. I like him as a pivot there. Someone just said yikes in my Discord. Hopefully nothing else happened. Let's see. Did someone else go into the back? Let me open up my Discord chat really quick. Hold on. No, they were just talking about the Hamlin, Busch, and Jones to the rear. Okay. Greg says, best cash play from Busher and below. Phew. I wouldn't say there's like a best cash play, but I would say McDowell. McDowell, I guess. Casey says, I skipped you? Did I really? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. You can ask your question again. I didn't see it. Alan says, thanks, Chris. Good luck tonight. I got to go sit some lineups. Me too. I should probably get out here pretty soon. Give me a shorter live stream today. Nidrick says, I got the Dillon brothers. Whew, Austin Dillon's a little... very GPP today, but I said the same thing last week, and he's pretty much in the optimal lineup. 100 people says, who will take last tonight? Probably someone like Garrett Smithley. I have no idea. Or it's probably or it could be a really good driver that wrecks out in the front. Hopefully it's just like Garrett Smithley, but we'll see. That donkey says, Upper Duck is a great name, for sure. Rolls off the tongue well, too. Obi says, hey, Chris, good to see you. You too, Obi. Welcome in. We the People says, Jimmy, Byron, Boyer, and Print Money. I like Boyer and Jimmy quite a bit. Byron, I got a little bit of Byron, but I'm definitely on the Jimmy and Boyer train. Mark says Bowman or Bubba, GPP DK. I would say Bubba. Julian says, who is a hard avoid? Give me a price range. Hard avoid? I wouldn't say. I have a really wide player pool today. Like, I have like 35 drivers in my player pool. A hard avoid? Ooh, I don't know. There's a lot of good plays. Like, I wouldn't avoid Almirola, Boyer, Johnson. I like all these guys, I guess. I don't know. Bowman's starting 8th. He's going to the... I believe he's going to the... You guys told me he's going to the rear. If that's not true, you can let Bowman's going to the rear. I feel like he's a decent avoid. But even then... Julian says, I would like to know who to not touch at all. And it's just a hard question because there's a lot of good plays. If you're playing one lineup, I'm probably not playing Austin Dillon. I'm not playing Alex Bowman. Those are guys I really don't like too much. Almirola's kind of iffy as well, just not very good at Bristol. Thomas says best 6K and below. I would say Busher because he counts at 6K. Charles says, can any of the penalized Gibbs cars get up front soon enough to have a chance to be a good dominator? Yeah, I mean, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, these guys are not going to be stuck in the back all day. They'll be fine. Plus, you get the competition caution at lap 30, which is going to help them as well. So I'm not really concerned about that at all. I'm going to probably drop my Kyle Busch exposure, maybe just a tad, but it's really not changing too much. Now, if someone like Keselowski on the pole is going to the back, that changes everything because I'm only liking him because he's on the pole for the most part. But those guys... Sorry, I heard a noise. But yeah, anyway... Hold on, let me close that door really quick. 1 second, guys. Alright, hopefully the camera doesn't suck now. Sometimes it gets blurry when I don't look at it. Or when I get out of picture. Let me know if it's blurry. Alright, I'm not going to be on here too much longer because I got to set these lineups now. But anyway, Zagnut says, can you explain how to estimate ownership for the field? I mean, personally, I just look at ownership projections, but I've been playing this for a while now, so I kind of feel like I get the grasp of ownership heading into the weekend anyway. But usually the pole setter is going to be pretty chalky, and then guys that are just simply underpriced starting further back are going to be chalky as well, like Jimmy Johnson. He's good here. He's starting 24th. 8,600 is a good price tag for him. He's going to be chalky. Ryan Blaney, also very good at Bristol. Only 8,800. He's got dominator potential. That's going to be a very chalky play. If I had to guess on the 3 highest owned guys today, it's probably going to end up being Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, and Ryan Blaney. Originally, I thought Kyle Busch would be in that range, but now with him going to the back, I can see people hopping off of him, making him probably even a stronger tournament play today. I'm going to try to get off at like 6'10", 6'15", guys, just because got to make these lineups now. I was all set to go until then. Julian says, I'm doing a separate type of fantasy. What kind of fantasy? Jay says, Chase, Truex, Blaney, MDB, Bubba Lamore. I think it's a solid lineup. I like all those guys. Julian says, I need to know more about raw points secured in a race. If you're just looking for raw points, guys like Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Truex, Logano, those guys are going to typically score the most points. Kyle Busch, those kind of guys that can lead laps. Nixter says, surely Truex is a hard avoid. Good luck, Chris. I'm not going full avoid on Truex just because I feel like he's due for a good race at some point. At some point he is. And he was actually fast early on in the spring race. I was a little concerned because I had no Truex and he was like 25% owned. Fortunately, it ended up working out, but Family Man says, I hate that DraftKings lowers the prize pool when football season starts. Also love that NASCAR put their races on Saturday. Yeah, I'm loving these Saturday races. It's awesome because then I can enjoy football Sunday separately. Like, when it's on Sunday with NFL, it's really tough because you got to pay attention to both. And then no one really cares about NASCAR on Sundays when football's on. Oh, and welcome in. Who was that? Oh, what's up, Tony? Welcome in. And you are welcome. Let's see. Bigham says, got in here late. Can you tell me who fell to the back of the rear for this race? So, as far as I know, it's going to be Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones. Someone also told me Alex Bowman. I have not seen anyone else say that. So, if Alex Bowman is to the back, you can add him onto the list. But I'm certain on Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, and Kyle Busch. Potentially Alex Bowman. I've only saw one person say that. Or I said Big M. It's bigger. Sorry. Charles says, Mom, meatloaf. No meatloaf. Contra says, football question. Could Tampa Bay run Leonard with Godwin also out now? I'm not really sure that affects Leonard too much. I mean, I think Leonard's going to be more involved in the mix this week, but I'd rather play just Ronald Jones. I'm not like too in love with the running back situation there, but I mean, it's a dream matchup versus Carolina. Hit that. Hit the like button, says Conscious. I agree. Hit the like button. It really helps me out. Let's see. Oh, no Bowman to the back? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Then just Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, and Kyle Busch. No problem at all, Kev. I'm here to answer questions. I don't mind at all. Dave says, I just noticed my GPP lineups are heavy Boyer. Here goes nothing. Hey, it could work out. Boyer's really good at Bristol. I mean, 5 top 10s here the past 6 races. He's just very, very consistent. He's also got a second place finish as well. Dude says he fell for a parody poker. There's a parody poker house account. Goodness. Yeah, make sure you look for that verified check mark. MC says NASCAR's official Twitter says it's just the 11, 18, and 20. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. Obviously don't know because I'm on live stream right now. Appreciate that, Stu. Thank you very much. And I feel like I'm already caught up to the chat, so I think actually if you guys don't have any more questions, if you have any silly questions, let me know now. If you have any serious questions, I'll answer those as well, and I'll get out of here if not. Greg says, thanks, Chris. Good luck tonight. Hit that like button. Appreciate it, Greg. Wish you the best of luck. I got to make some lineups now and get some food because I'm starving. All right, we're caught up. Okay, I'm probably going to get out of here, guys, unless there's just any final questions. Clevenger scratched. Is that true? Gosh, man. Got all my guys going to the back, and then Clevenger gets scratched? That sucks. Jack says, no, I like Kevin Harvick a little bit, but you guys didn't ask any Kevin Harvick questions, so I didn't bring him up. But I got a little bit of Kevin Harvick. He just doesn't typically dominate at Bristol, so I don't think you have to go overboard on him. Like, most weeks, Kevin Harvick starting 4th, I'm like, a lot of Kevin Harvick. This week, it's kind of just so-so. Not really his best. Favorite type of pasta, says Brian. What's the bow ties called? The farfalle or something like that? I don't know, something like that, or the rotini. Rotini's very good as well. Very, very good. Jay says Boyer and Johnson on cash lineup a must. Oh, Boyer is not a. I almost said Boyer. Boyer is definitely not a must in cash games. I like him in tournaments, but definitely not a must. Johnson, on the other hand, I would say he's a must for cash games for sure. I appreciate that, Nedrick. You didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate that. I like the sunglass emoji. Thank you very much. Let's see. Chase says, Kevin and I are eating barbecue chicken. I am jealous. I had barbecue chicken last night. It was very good. I ordered it, and it was very nice. MC says, over-under on 5.5 rec cost cautions. I'll probably take the over there. Bristol can get a little iffy, especially with the playoffs. I'll take the over there. Probably close, though. Clevenger's got a bicep injury? Well, that sucks. All right, guys, I'm probably going to get out of here. Easy says, how much will you lower your ownership on Hamlin and Kyle Busch? I'm not sure yet. I'm going to have to run some projections and see. It's probably not going to be too much. Since Denny Hamlin's so expensive at $12,000, I'll probably lower him more than I would Kyle Busch just because it's such a hard fit and like anything can happen. So I'll probably lower more so on Hamlin than I would Kyle Busch. What can 24 do today? Probably get a strong finish, but I'm not like all about William Byron, but I think he's okay. The price is fine. And 7,900 starting 15th, he's a solid tournament option for sure. I have some William Byron today. Okay, I'll answer this last question. Then I heard that Donkey says, curious what percentage is your highest exposed driver, or about how high do you usually go? So it totally depends on the track. So if we're at someplace like Daytona, typically I don't want to go above like 40-45%, depending on, like, if let's say Denny Hamlin was starting 40th, yeah, I'll have more than 50-45%. But like this week, I'm like at around 55-60% on my highest owned driver. I don't want to go too, like, I love, like, if I had, let's say, I'm not going to use the real guy, but let's say Austin Dillon was my favorite driver today. Just because I'm my favorite driver, I'm not going to go at 80% because, I mean, anything can happen, especially at Bristol. So right now it's at 55%. Wagon Wheels Top Pasta, they're okay. They're okay. I mean, all pasta's great, though. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I do appreciate everyone stopping by. Hope you guys enjoy the race tonight. Enjoy NFL tomorrow. You can check out my NFL content if you want. Got some lineup building videos and some other stuff. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Press something. Whatever. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I am going to head out of here.